Welcome to Core Challenge number 5. This challenge is going to be focused on the spinal muscles. So we're going to slow it down from our pace in the previous routines and focus on building a really good foundation in those spinal muscles, building the strength and building the awareness of movement in those areas. This is one of the few lessons that I'll suggest if you have a yoga bolster, a couch pillow, or anything that you can kind of wad up, a rolled towel, will be really helpful in the first exercise that we're going to do. So I'll bring that into play here. We're going to lie on our side. Let's lie on left side. And we're going to bring the top leg, the right leg, at a 90-degree angle rested on this pillow. Interlace both fingers behind your head. We're going to create a twist. The left leg down on the floor, long, straight, and active. We're going to start by turning the chest open to the sky and just getting a sense of what it's like to create this rotation. And then close your twist, rolling to the side. Let's do it again. Inhale and open up. Now that we've had a chance to feel this, the intent here is to separate in your awareness the pelvis and the rib cage. Pelvis turning independently of the rib cage. I keep a little pressure on my bent leg on the bolster so that I have a foundation that I can turn from. Close your twist. Let's do it again. With an inhale, open your twist. Keeping that leg in contact with the bolster. And letting a few breaths deepen your twist. And then close, and we'll do one more on this side. As we move into the spinal extensions, this type of rotation is a great way to get all of those muscles ready for that type of movement. And close your twist. Let's go to the other side. We'll flip over, lying on the right side. And that means left leg is going to be on top of the bolster, bent at 90 degrees from the hip and 90 degrees at the knee. And this just helps give that nice strong foundation for the pose. Interlace the hands behind the head. We'll start with an easy first attempt. You may notice some distinct differences between your two sides and their ability to open into this twist. And close it up. I'm going to do 4 total. Make any little adjustments in your body position that you need so that you can get a really clean, clear twist through the spine. Remember our intent. We're looking to separate in our awareness the rib cage and the pelvis, with the waist being the area we're rotating through. Close your twist. 2 more. Open up. And I'll ask that you do not try to force your body deeper into the twist. Let time and your breathing invite more depth. And one more time, we'll close it and open it. Breathing. Rib cage. Turning away from a stable pelvis. Remembering to keep your bent leg knee connected to, but doesn't have to forcefully press on the bolster. And then release. From here, we'll take the bolster out of the way and lie tummy down on the mat. You can rest the arms alongside your chest here. We're going to practice what's known in yoga as a baby cobra. Start by gripping the buttocks a little and rolling your tailbone toward the heels. So that should lengthen your lower back. That's this direction, tailbone towards your heels, so that the lower back becomes a little longer. Then using your forearms, press the chest up a little and we'll hold the pose. Hips, buttocks are engaged, and back muscles helping to lift the chest from the floor. And then release, fold your hands, head down. Number 2, place the hands, forearms on the floor. Action in the buttocks to pull the tailbone toward the heels. And then a lift of the chest away from the floor. And then release, let down. Number 3 of 5, lifting up, Forearms alongside you. Action in the hips to turn the tailbone toward the heels, which, by the way, is the same work we've been doing in the abdominal action, pubic bone towards belly button. This is tailbone toward the heels, but it's the same motion. Holding your position here, chest up, nice and strong. Double check that you're not cranking your neck to look forward. You can look forward at about 45 degrees into the floor. And then rest. Coming up again. Tailbone towards heels, lifting up. And down. Each time you come down, fully relax your hips, fully relax your back muscles. If you need to sway back and forth like you see me doing to get a good release, take your time to do that. We want to be able to contract and relax. Let's do our last one. Coming onto the forearms, tailbone toward the heels, and lifting the chest away from the floor. We're going to add a little something to this one. Here, we're going to bend the knees, keeping that tailbone down. Bring the heels together and towards your bottom. Toes back down. Staying in the cobra, let's do it again. Tailbone towards your heels, and knees bend, heels together, and pulling, use your hamstrings, heels into bottom. We're going to do 10, that's 2. Bend the knees, heels together, pull all the way in towards your hips. It's possible you might get a hamstring cramp doing this if your hamstrings aren't used to this kind of work. And if that happens, just turn over and stretch it out and rejoin when you can. Keeping the tailbone towards the heels, again, doing our leg action. 5 more. Chest still nice and tall away from the floor. 4. Breath moving nice and smoothly. Don't hold the breath. And then 2 more. And last one. And then release your legs down. Let your head down to your hands. Our next exercise is going to focus primarily on the hips and hamstrings. For this, separate your legs a little wider than your body's width. Okay? To roughly yoga mat width. Bend at the knees and bring your heel bones together and your toes wide apart like you see me doing here. Then, with the head down on the hands, pinch the heels together to lift your knees. I'm pressing my hip bones, my pubic bone, and front of the hips into the mat to lift the knees. Everybody's capacity to do this is going to be different. Some people are barely going to be able to lift the knees at all off the floor. What I don't want you to do, don't go into the lower back to lift your knees. The primary action here is a pinch and squeeze of the buttocks together, and that is what lifts the knees off the ground. Okay? Double check that you're not really using your lower back to make it look like you're lifting your knees from the hips. If you find it's a lot in your lower back, keep the knees down and just work on squeezing the buttocks together and rolling the tailbone toward the back of the knees. We're going to keep practicing here. 2 more, and I'm just squeezing the buttocks. Now I add the knees, and 1 more. Okay, relax the legs down, take a little rest. Let's do 1 more set of 10. Bend the knees. Bring the heel bones together, toes spread wide apart to the sides. And then, again, resting the forehead down, I'm going to lift my head just so I can turn and look at you. Once again, squeeze the buttocks together, tailbone toward the backs of the knees, and working to lift the knees about 1 inch off the ground or so. We're going to go for 10. That's 2. 3, remember not to lift the legs from your lower back. The back is going to work some, but the 90% of the work should come from the hip squeeze, the buttock squeeze. 5 more. And 1 more. And then release the legs down. We'll keep the legs at about yoga mat width. Hands on the floor at about level with your shoulders and collarbones. We're going to try now for a full cobra. We'll start with the grip of the hips and the turn of the tailbone towards the heels. I'm going to do just that 2 more times so you can see that action. Tailbone rolling towards the heels. Makes my low back long. 1 more, just that action. Tailbone towards the heels. Holding that now, I push with the hands and lift the spine up. And then coming back down. If you had trouble lifting your knees in the previous exercise, there's a possibility your pose will look like this, where your hips have come completely off the ground. You've gone too far if that's happened. Soon as the front of the pelvis lifts off the floor, that's the end of your spinal range of motion. Okay? So we try to keep the front of the hips on the floor and then come up any amount, which could be way up, it could be a little up. That's why we're taking our time on this particular routine. Come back down. Press the hands into the floor, tailbone toward the heels. Lift up. And down. Without that tailbone to the heel rolling, we end up really compressing the lower back. And we definitely don't want to do that. We're trying to just build strength and movement awareness. Let's go. 3 more. Tailbone toward the heels. Now use the arms and lift the chest away from the floor. Come back down. 2 more. Tailbone first and spine second. And down. And last one. Tailbone turns towards the heels, lifting the spine. Hold here. 3, 2, 1, and let down. Very good. Fold your hands, rest your forehead down on your hands. Our next exercise in yoga, we call it locust pose. This time, bring the inner legs together fully, all the way to the feet. And we'll keep the forehead on the arms. With an inhale, lift the legs a little, raise the upper body and arms away from the floor. I'm holding here, using the entire back body for this pose. Release and let go. Some troubleshooting for this pose. Sometimes, unconsciously, we use the bottom of the foot. We cramp the bottom of the foot as though it is meant to lift us up away from the floor. Let the toes open wide and use more of the top of your hamstring. Top of your hamstring to help lift the legs away from the floor. Let's go again. Legs together. Inhale and lift. Be mindful of your feet. Work those hamstrings and all the spinal muscles now together. Release. 3 more. Legs together, hamstring energy, upper body lift. 3, 2, 1, and release. 2 more. Legs and upper body. I start with the legs because that helps us connect with the tailbone turn that we've been practicing this whole lesson. Release. Final lift. Ready. Lift. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to take this up 1 level. You could choose to stay with your hands just under your forehead as we've been doing, or we're going to go for a full extension with the arms out. Starting with the legs, bring them together. Lift the legs, hold. Now arms and upper body. Hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rest everything down. We'll get 1 more of those full extension lifts. Take the arms out. Legs together. Then leg energy lift. Watch those feet. Arms up. Hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, bring the hands into the shoulders. Press up to hands and knees for a moment. We're going to do a little bit of easy spinal swaying to start to undo some of the muscle energy that we've been working on. Remember, I said it's important to be able to contract the muscles, but also to be able to fully lengthen out all of those muscle fibers. What you see me doing here is rolling my back in all sorts of directions, not forcibly, just trying to get all the different directions to unwind the work we've been doing. You hunt it out for yourself to feel where you need a little bit of extra attention to make sure those muscles are nice and long. No sticky feeling at all. And then, let's lie down on our back. Knees bent and feet the width of your yoga mat. Arms relaxed where you like them. Drop both of your knees together to one side. And I'm dropping my legs to the left. Let your left leg fully relax to the floor. Your opposite hip will come off the ground. Back to center and to the other side. In this case, right leg completely down, left leg falls completely over to the right. Back and forth now. 3 more aside. Back and forth sway. And 1 more. Good. To center. This is going to be half happy baby pose. For this, bring your left leg into your chest. With the left hand, you could grab the shin, the ankle, or if you can grab your outer foot, grab your outer foot. Notice how my shin is straight up and down. We're going to challenge the leg to go there. Then, pull the knee down, 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 and you're going to see if you can bring it to the floor. Now, my right hip has completely come off the ground, and that's totally fine. We're going to reset to center, and once again, pull the knee, left knee, down toward the floor. Remember, right hip can come up. 3 more like that, more or less pumping the hip motion and helping to release some of the back bending we've been doing. 2 more. And 1 more. Release that foot. Let's go for the right. Bringing the leg up, grab where you can grab, shin, ankle, or outer foot. Notice again how I've got that shin straight up and down. We try to keep that, and then pull the leg down toward the floor. 5 times. Pull. Remember, the left hip will come up. That's perfectly fine. 3, 2, last one. It's a deep stretch for the hip and helps to lengthen the lower back. Release. First side 1 more time. We're going to do what we call thunderbolt pose, bringing the left leg in. Grab the leg where you could before. This time, right leg straight up into the air, and then reach it to about 45 degrees. A big breath in, exhale, lift your head and shoulders, and reach your right arm as though to touch your right toes. This is an abdominal curl. We're going to hold here for 20 seconds. Nice strong curl. If your neck begins to bother, hold the head with the right hand and just holding there. If you can do it, use those muscles to curl, coil in. Use your abdominal muscles. Neck muscles are part of the game. 5, 4, 3, 2, release everything down. Roll your head a little left and right. Same as we did for the back, we got to let the neck muscles completely relax. Final side, bring the right leg in. Hold where you can hold. Left leg straight up, and then we reach it down to about 45 degrees. Ready for our strong hold, inhale and exhale. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Reaching for your left toes. Hold here. About 20 seconds. Deepen the abdominal and rib cage curl. Deepen, deepen, deepen. That actually helps take tension out of the neck. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, release everything down. Take a quick breath in. You can relax the legs, wiggle the neck. Nice easy breaths. And then that will conclude this core challenge, and we'll build on this foundation to go even deeper into more and more back strength and awareness of extension movement. I look forward to seeing you on the next challenge. Take care.